I'll say this is going to be a video that's going to be really quick. I'm going to do it really quick, very, very fast. Give you a good vibration just real fast, right? And then it's going to end. But my vibration lingers on because I give you something to sit with all the time. Something you can hold on to between your ears, between your legs, all crunched up in the corner. I can vibrate you all night long. When I mentioned that the information comes in this big, okay, it's the same thing as a wire of energy. I put a wire of energy inside and it lights up the whole room. I have a little wire that you can see, a little black wire. It's right over here. That little black wire lights up all that light, in which just by moving my pen and my pen in my hand, you see this pen here? Just by moving two of them into the light, I can move the light. Now if I move the pens closer together, I can divide that light. Now all I have is one big light. When I speak about the information coming in, your thought process, your blood pressure, your high and your low, the beat of your heart, when your heart is silent, in between the beat, it's coming in and it's going out. The information that you bring in brings you a thought. That thought accumulates with natural thoughts that are already within your mind, that are in your realm. So you bring the two thoughts together and you ponder within your mind, growing it this big. So you brought in this much rice, the electric, the element of the spirit inside the 5-hole, where it reached the bottom of the 5-hole, which is the bottom of the pit. Now, until this pit is empty, it retains all the sides. If it was a beveled pit with a V, as so, the information or the water will retain right to here, connecting both sides until it's gone. And then the pit will open up the sides. The more water there is, the more the sides open up. The less water there is, the more condensed the sides for reflective thought. It'll never close because there's always a thought within mind. The same thing as the scissors. The exact same thing. Life is an exact replication of everything that goes on around it, depending on your own perception. When the rice or element of thought comes into your mind, it's very, very small. It's the influx and the accumulation of thought. How can I do this and that? And you say, oh, look, I can do this. And because I did that, I created this. But this way, it's a baseball field. You leave from the circle and you come back to the circle. You go to one away from home, and you go to third, one away from home. You cannot get to second unless you pass first or third. Center field. Who's on first? Who's on first? He's on first. Who's on first? He's on first. What's on first? He's on second. Who's on third? How does that thing work? I'm going to have to go watch that video to reflect again on it. 3-6, 9-6, 3-6. This is 0-3. Okay, the 0-3 is accumulated between left field and right field. C, L, and U. 2, 1, 2, 1, creating the 3. Making the creation. 12-21 makes the creation of 3. I go to first from home. In order to get home again from first base, I must go to second, to third, and to home. So I came to first as nothing. I went to first, the home, the first, the second, the third, 1, 2, 3 equals to 6. 1 plus 2 equals to 3, plus 3 equals to 6. I come home to nothing. 6 is coming home to nothing. If we start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, home equals to area 1 and area 5, area 51, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 5, I'm talking on the telephone. 2, 3, and 4. Oh, and now I hear you on my thumb. Hello, what's going on? Pinky, I talk into my pinky, but everything I say only comes out here on the other end. Whatever he says on the other end, he says it from down here, but I'm only hearing from here. We're both hearing from the upper ear. We're both speaking from the bottom. In between is 2, 3, and 4. 3, next to 3 is 2. Next to 3 is 2. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Skull bones. 3 times 2 times 2 is 12. Plus 3 and 2 is 7 is 19. That is the spirit, the artificial intelligence. 1 and 9. How did 1 and 9 start? The picture is 9. The picture is 1. The pitcher is 9. The catcher caught the ball as 2. He threw it back to the pitcher. The pitcher always holds the ball for the longest period of time out of anybody. He's getting ready for the pitch to the batter before anybody is going to make a move on the batter. They're going to make a move on the pitcher. You move on the batter, you move on the pitcher. The 2 at route. What I'm going to be getting into is I have to understand to explain the terminology of binary. We have to understand that 2 numbers tells me there are cents. Cents to create my dollar, to create my 100. 3 numbers create the hundreds. 2 numbers create the penny. We need a total of 5 and a division of 1. This division of 1 will make something whole. After you get to the other side of 2, you become whole with 1. So 99 is only part of. Three, 4, 7, 4, 7. 3, as in baseball. 1, I'm here, I'm 4 away from here again, but yet leaving 1. The batter's box is over here. What would you call the batter's box? But I don't want to get into that right now. What I'm working on right now is what is the size of the circle? We always need to understand that there's 2 sides, so we have to have a feeler in between connecting the 2 wings of the yin and the yang. Why don't we just call this the Pepsi? P-E-P, standing for the light. 16th letter, 1 and 6. 1, the other end of this one usually is down here. No, the other end of this one is in here. The other end of this one is in here. It's not down here. Everything meets at the center. If you ever see a balcony or the flag, the Britain flag, you'll always see these lines, right? But everything meets at the center. You can't go through the center. If you break the center, how does this line go through the center? How does this line go through the center? This line goes through the center, and each of these wedge in. You pierce a hole in the center of this club over here, and this one divides the 2, but these over here are equal to 2, 4, 6, 8. This one here is a straight stick. It'll start up here, and it'll finish down here, or all are even sticks. Here is a stick. I got 2 ends. 2 ends on this one, 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 and the east-west, well, that's what everything is connected to. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 2, 14. 12 and 2 with the 1 passage, 12, 2, and 1. It's the bad cat. It creates the letter N, and at the same time connecting these sides here, down this way collects the Z. Z connects this and this. The N connects this, passes through down here, and then connects this side. The N also connects here, down here, and up here. The N backwards connects here, up here, down here, and up here. If we were working the N backwards, anything that has to do with backwards and letters, it's all direct to Russia. Russia letters do the reverse. They are explaining it exactly with no hidden concept. It's like a new age of letters. That's the way I have to look at it. I have to look at the age. What else is there? At the same time, this design up here, I'm trying to understand the formation of stars. If you take a look, we have this formation here, this formation 8 over here, and this formation here. Since the bicycle cards show me 2 of these 8s, it shows 808, the bicycle card, I must now have to design 2 of these designs to understand both sides and connect the bicycle cards. I'm going to see if I can get this out of my little package of stuff. C&E, 6 or more. Here it is. On the brick it says 808. Do not forget, we drive center. When we drive center, we drive 3. The center is 3. We're not looking center, we automatically get 3. It's an automatic of 3. It's the center and the right and the left of the center. It's the center. If it was only the center, we'd be looking through this. This is the only center, but once we come to the other side of the center, it opens up. Another part I wanted to mention, I'm not sure if I have it here or in my other book, just give me a second. It's the, here's the sword that divides the 2 sides between the east and the west. Here's the east and the west flat bar. Here's the 2 sides. Take it as you wish. We all know that we've went through this already. Let me see if I have it in here. The USA, 226 years. From 1789, 1799, 1809, 1789, 99, 09, 15. 226 years. 1551, or the word ISIS, is the word that appears since then. 225 years, 622.6, from 6 a.m. or 360 degrees to life to 360 degrees. Life is divided in the B world, 6226. 6226, the queen or the dog queen, Herbert Hoover, Hoover Dam. 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., 16 hours, 8 hours, 24 hours, the flight of the Phoenix. 4 times 4 is 16, the letter P. 4 plus 4, letter H. 24 is the letter X, it says Phoenix. The eye of the Phoenix. This is 16 and it can be reversed to 19. 1 upside down and 6 upside down is 19, the artificial intelligence. 622.6, 1551 says ISIS because 55 equals to SNS. You looking at me, I'm looking at you. But what I see and what you see are two different things because you're French and I'm English, you're Russian, I'm Spanish. So we see things the same difference. These are the numbers. 6 by 6, 360 degrees. 4 by 6, 24 hours. 4 by 360 is 1,440 minutes. 4 days in 1,440 minutes. 4 days in 1 day. The leap year is 1 day. 4 days equals 2. Instead of 365 days a year, it's 1,440 plus 20. It's 1,460 plus 1, 1,461 days in a single year if we work by the method of 6. If we work by the method of 8, because 6 and 2 is 8, there'd be 3 days in a year. 6 and 2 is 8, 6 minus 2 is 4. 6 and 2 is 8 is the other side of 6. That's all it is. 6 and 1 is 7, 6 and 1 is 7. 2 and 5, 2 and 5. This becomes the light. The only way to get 7 is 6 and 1. 5 and 2 is not the same 7 because the 2 are reflected inside the 5. B and B, leaving the V letter, and in Spanish, the V letter is exchanged for the V letter in sound. 22nd letter is V, 2 letter is B and B. 4, 6, 4, 6. 4 times 6, 4 plus 6 is 10, and 24 equals to 34. 34, 34 is 68. 6 and 8 within the same multiplication. This is a 4-hour day, a 6-hour day. The 8 gives me 1080, 1080. And one of the reasons for that is when we face Rubik's Cube, when I face Rubik's Cube, all I need is 1, 2, 3 turns. You already saw this side. I turn it to this side. We've completed the year by seeing the same side again. 1, the side you see. The one I turn is 2. The one I turn is 3. The one I turn is 4. You see the same side. 1 and 4 becomes A and A, just like in the piano, just like in the leap year. What am I doing? I'm comparing everything and anything that has the same reflection in numbers and putting them together, showing you these two will talk about each other and say what the other one doesn't say. Because this is what this can do. The other one does something different, but they come up with the same numbers. Therefore, they must have the same reflective. My question is, if this is 3 areas on here, 1, 2, 3, does this crack get an area? 1, 2, 3, crack 1. 1, 2, 3, crack 1. 1, 2, 3. If the crack is anything to do with anything, then 1, 2, 3, crack, 1, 2, 3, crack will leave 36 times 3, 108, plus 2 cracks, 110, 110 stories of the divided twin towers. We cannot use north and south if we're going east and west because we turn. We can turn. We can't use the other ones if we turn. So we can only use 7 of 9 and not 9 of 9, 7 of 9. The other one I wanted to mention on here is the cap, the light. This is the flow. We put this piece in between the 2 sides, and now we can link both sides, both minds. Kayak, the cat kayaks. His reflection in the water, what he does above the water, happens below him. The kayak. The splice over here are the ram's horns. I'm going to show you the ram's horn in a second. I did a design of it. This is the Monopoly board. See the tav and tav, the inside and then the flow? The 2 sides. Don't forget there's always 2 sides. This has two sides. I go this way and this side is 1. This way and this way is 2. This way and this way is another 1. This way and this way is another 1. Up here is 1. Up here is 2 on each side. Up here in the front, up here in the back, up here in the front, up here in the back is 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a minimum of 8 lines that go on to create this, and then everything that's traveling in between will become a lot more lines than what you think, but I'm not going to go in that direction. Here's the same divided line. If you take a look, it says K-I, and this is king. This is the king, 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 king. Here's how the corners connect. See, this corner connects to these two sides. This connects to these two sides. I didn't connect these two just to show you the difference. Here's your fishtail. Here's your fishtail. I cannot make this one on this side, and if I do, I have another one here and another one here. But now we're doubling up. These are I only can have 2 heads. Can't have another head here. If I have another head, we come all together, we create 1 head. Once I do this one more time, over here. Just 1 second, I just want to see if I have that design. How the pennies, the nickels, the quarters all form together for a better understanding how numbers works. Why? Because I work with what they give me. A penny, a nickel, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents. I'm not working with the 2 cents because I don't have a 2 cents. I have a $2 bill. They took it off the market. A $2 bill equals to 200 pennies. I'm just throwing things out there because I don't know what's going to be captured and understood. The 2 blockheads of each side, if you're looking at magnets. Understanding 3, 4, 6, 7 is the moon. 1, 3, 7, 9 is the corners. Here's your pyramids. What's missing in between the empty space is the Venus world. Venus world is the crack, equaling to 2, equaling to 2, equaling to 2, equaling to 2. Here and here is 2, here and here is 2, here and here is 2, here and here is 2. Inside of here is part of 1 with 2. Here inside of here is part of 3 with 2. 1 and 2, 3 and 2. Over here, this is number 6. 6 here and 6 here. 9 with 6 and 3 with 6. So everything that is in the 2 world gets doubled up. Not because I want it to, because that's how it does come out. Just give me 1 more second to look what I'm looking for. Again, the diamond that's in the middle joining the 2 worlds. If it joins the 2 worlds, this corner and this corner are missing. If this corner was number 9, it would have to be the reflected corner. Both number 9s are missing. Number 1 goes into number 9, number 1 goes into number 9, and everything reflects from here. The 5 position. Home base. Give me 1 more time. I want to look for a specific design. International Harvester, I and H and I, 8 and 9 will create this design. The in-between world, which shows up right here, H and I, connected in the in-between world over here. Do not forget what 4 is all about. Do not forget what 4 is all about. It's 2 to the left, 2 to the right, something in the middle. 2 to the left, 2 to the right, something in the middle. How many are there? There's a 4 here, there's a 4 here, and there's a combination of what I call the 6-4. What is the 6-4? Is when there's an elongated card high up and below. The 4 is only created by the square. The 6 is created by the rectangle because it's an automatic in between to create the square. We need to create the perfection of it. Another part, the building over here showing you the outside of the building and each one of its parsections. Remember, the one section in the middle over here is it's a space in its own. We need the total space that surrounds this space to create the 360 degrees of the life of 360 degrees. We need its own space of 360 degrees. 360 degrees is this. It's from the beginning to the end and then spun around. That's your 360 degrees. This is your square. Here, 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 here. It looks like a circle, but it's actually a square. Same thing with this. All your diametrics. Across, 45-degree angle, then over, straight up 90, and then over the other way. I show you off the building here. Do you know what a tray size is? Tray means 3. It also means tree. Tray size for eggs holds 30 eggs. Inside everything is 4 and 4. Since there's 4 and 4, there's 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here, because 1 comes together, 1, 1, 1, and 1, and they all join from the 4 organizations. 16 plus 1, 17 is your gateway, your 8th way. Right over here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8 is in between. What's in these corners? 1, 3, 7, and 9, 1, 3, 7, and 9, 1, 3, 7, and 9, 1, 3, 7, and 9. We also look at it as A, B, C, D. A plus B plus C plus D equals 10. But these are 1, 3, 7, and 9. 1 and 9, 3 and 7, 10, 10. If we had to connect this to our mind, this is the part that connects to our mind. This is the part that goes around, the part of thought. Holding a skipping rope with one hand here and one hand here gives you the HI that is in between the totality, the 7th gateway. There is something in here I am looking for. I have not found it. Ah, I found it. It's right here. This is 2, 4, 6, 8. This is the star of 2, 4, 6, 8. At the same thing, this star will create a lot more. The birdhouse for your mind. You need all directions of perception. This is 2, 4, 6, 8. This is 1, 3, 7, and 9. Inside the curvature over here, and over here, and over here, and over here, that is the value of the moon diameter. What is this? See his arms, 7 and 7, laid back behind his ears and his eyes. Below is the water. Above is the dry mind thinking. What is this? This here is that, if you look at the playing cards, it is the hat of the jacks and the kings. The jack wears a king's hat because the jack for his head has a king's crown, and in with this comes in the light. The V formation is the light coming in. The A formation, okay, for me, is the lock of the light. You cannot walk with the light. It's the lock. Here's the A formation. It locks. Once you're in, you complete it with the A. A and V upside down. So this is what I was looking for. Here's our star formation. We need the open part over here in order to support the I. We cannot close it. This is the center of the incoming. Right over here. Now what we would do is we would take a marker and mark this, crossing here all the way down to here. And then we take another one down to here, creating this would become your A. This becomes your V. Your A comes from up above. Your V is what's down below. Although this shows you the A, the V is upside down. Now I'm going to put the A upside down. I'm going to now take a stroke, and I'm going to stroke from the center of the I here because the I is the position of center. So I'll take a stroke, and I'll stroke from here all the way up here, and I'll stroke all the way up here. And I'll do the same thing here, and I will have, let me just do this to show you what I mean. Okay, this is the center. We want the center. Since everything goes down into the center, we will now put everything up into the center. So this is the stroke, and here is your A position. The same thing with this one over here. Okay, we need to go in the A position, and we need to go in the A position, and this is the way they link. Here is a V, and here is your 2 A's upside down. The same thing with this position over here. This position over here goes here. This position here goes here. This position here goes here. This position here goes here. And then you end up with this box, and this is the box we play from. I like to call this the batter's box. And this is what ends up happening. We end up crossing here with an X, crossing here with an X. But if you take a look, this is the famous Warner Brothers W that we all see. Or the spokes on a car. Once you see spokes, you automatically have to understand that things are run from Spokane, Washington. Washing of a ton. Remember, 226 years of DC. 226 years of DC ISIS. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 3 plus 3 is 14. Times 3 times 4 times 3 times 4. 14. 14 times 3 times 4 times 3 times 4 equals 2016. Operation of Sun Devil. Sun Devil Stadium, Arizona, Air Zona R. This is a created, manufactured, manipulated world that we live in. Everything runs and is understood by a number or a coordinate. And am I partly sure, after 10 years of this work and going crazy and not believing and being bipolar and all this crap that's going on, my mind has been opened up to a world which is more true than anything anybody can ever believe. And you don't have to even believe anything I say. Ask me a question, I'll find you the answer to the number, but still, it's only relevant because I can find the number. It's way too easy now. So everybody's going to say, well, it's way too easy. Well, watch the next less than 6 months of this year and look back into my videos of 7286. 7286 minus 5760, which is the year 2000. You'll see a whole bunch of numbers that I can conglomerate together, even going as much as the 20-day cycle of the Mayan calendar, or the script writing of 260 numbers, which is 13 by 20 or 2013, 13 by 20, 2013. The Mayans talk about 2112, which says father, A-B-B-A, father. It says luck and clue, but really the end of 2012 is 2013. 2013, 20 is the letter T, 13 is the letter M. That's the trademark. Well, that's too easy. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 4 and 3 DC. M equals 20, all zeros equals 6. The reason 0 equals 6, can anybody figure out? Because you're not playing from the 5 hole. You're playing from outside the 5 hole. You're not playing from in the hole. If you're playing from in the hole, you're the bottom of the pit right here, where there's always something in the middle. If there's nothing in the middle, you see the bottom of the pit. It's the hole, it's the passage. Whatever reads the middle, it goes through you. You breathe and you put your air out. You eat and you put your food out. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I'm way too far behind. One thing I wanted to mention about this is part of 1, 2, 4, something to do with, what do you call that, counting and computer counting. But I'm going to show you the in-between of this. What is the in-between of this? It's the next cycle. Watch the next cycle. When you come to 128, 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 2 is 4. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. Now you got to put 147. Comes from this. 147 comes from this. 147 on the left. 7 and 4 plus 1 equals 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Any number you choose, I will find you the next level by just doubling it inside its own zone. That's the way they did it. You cannot do it any other way because we need to know where the numbers fall. And the numbers will always be perfect. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching.